and actually making decisions for our students' needs in the classroom based on data, instead of now going, well, I think so Johnny needs this, or I think Johnny needs that. I think now we have in black and white, okay, here's what the data says that Johnny needs. And I think this program probably is the prime example of how data drives instruction and what you need to do to help students improve.
It does. It's probably been the most exciting part of the whole program for me, to see we have collected all this data all these years. What in the world do we do with it now? So when I pull out a student, work one-on-one to work with their exact needs, I take a running record every single day on them, and then later in the evening I analyze it and look at it and really fine-comb it to see what is it that they need that very next day. And it's not a long-term, it's not where we look at the data and hope to implement it next week or in the next grading period. It is something that is constant and
right now,
every day.
You said running record. I don't know that everybody out there will know what a running record is. You know, I think a lot of times those of us in the world of education, we talk in acronyms and we talk about things, and people are often like, what are you guys talking about? So can you tell us a little bit about what a running record is?
When a student comes to me and begins their 30-minute reading recovery lesson, I start with having them read familiar books, that just to kind of break the ice and get them warmed up. They read 2 to 3 of those books, and then they have what we call the new book, and it's the book that was just introduced the day before, and they had read it once with a lot of support from me if that was needed. And I take the running record, I mark off every single word in the book that they say. I code it in different ways so that I know what was the error that they made. Was it because of meaning? Was it a structural? Was it something visually? Maybe the word started with TH and they said that, but really the word was there. And then I take and I look at that and figure out what's flubbing them up the most, so to speak. Is it meaning, or is it the structure? Is it the visual information? I take that, tweak it a little bit, and figure out what is my focus for the next day's lesson to stop those behaviors before they become a habit, and to set them on the right path so that we can continue to make rapid progress is the goal for reading recovery. We want progress, but we don't want it to be spread out and extremely taking a long time, so it doesn't last more than 20 weeks per child, because that rapid increase is what they need because they're already behind. So their goal is to be at the average of their classroom, and the average can be different for each classroom based on first grade.
Very good. So how has this program enhanced your Title I program? Because I know you're still meeting, you're still doing some group work with students and that kind of thing. So how does this work together to meet the needs of all those students and to make like one comprehensive reading program at Franklin?
Well, because it has helped me understand what to do with data and how important it is to look at what does this child need and to immediately address it, I can't separate the two. And I've said often to Mrs. Liddell, our principal, that I say, man, this makes me better in all my areas because I'm applying it not just to one-on-one situations, but I apply it to my guided reading.
Explain how you've partnered reading recovery with Title I and parent involvement at Franklin, because we know that, having parents involved with our students, I often say parent involvement is so much more than just, coming to the family movie night or coming to the carnival or whatever. Parent involvement is making sure that your student's in bed on time, making sure that their needs are being met, making sure the homework's done, reading with your child that 20 minutes every day. So how have you kind of put all those things together to enhance everything that's going on?
Okay. Through the Title I program, we have 2 family nights each year. Try to separate them between each semester. We have one coming up on April 17th, and we will have a petting zoo with farm animals.
Oh.
So there will be lots of farm animals there. And as the kids can come, a lot of the children in our neighborhood have never experienced looking at a cow, petting a horse. And we have a little competition right now that if a teacher is willing to kiss a pig, then if their milk jug raises the most money, then that teacher will kiss the pig at family night.
Oh.
So, and we're going to use that money to help with our playground equipment.
Oh, good.
So it gets the kids involved. When they come, they will also get a free book which is purchased with the Title I monies through the monies that we get from the state. And I also like to give them something to eat, so they'll get a hot dog, and it'll be a very family atmosphere, down home reading night type of thing. Now, in conjunction with that, with the reading recovery and the things that I have learned, that there is such, I can't stress it enough, the importance of the 3 and 4 year olds as they're learning to write and learning to form those letters. It's not just important that they know the letters or that they know the sounds, but as in anything, whether you're trying to just become a better person, whether you're trying to have a good workout system, or if you're trying to eat healthier, whatever it is you're trying to do, what you put in is exactly what you get out. And it's the exact same thing with the handwriting. So and I didn't realize until reading recovery how critical it was. This is the part where the parent involvement comes in. As I've looked at the many first graders that I've worked with, a lot of their issues come down to they make the letter, it looks right in the end, but the steps that they took to make that letter is turned around. And it's easy to get to that point, especially when you have children that are right-handed and children that are left-handed. And when you're teaching an entire room full of kids,
right?
It is very hard to focus in on those fine motor skills. But if a child makes the letter in the incorrect way, then that is slowing the brain processes down when they go to read the word, when they read that letter embedded in a word. And they have to work even harder to figure out what that word is. Like the word big. You have the letter B that has a stick going up. You have the letter G that it still has the circle, but a hook coming down. Their brain has to really think about, what is this letter? The more that they have to think, the more it's going to slow them down. And we want that reciprocity. We want them to look at the word big and know the word big. But they can't just look at it and know it. They have to be able to write it. So that's going to enhance our Simple Six, the writing prompts that we do. And I think if we make the parents more aware of how critical it is just to write your name, or to even start at 3, at a simple piece of paper, start at the top and go down, and just get them to do those large motor skills, that it will help in the end, because then when they come to me, if I need to work with them through reading recovery, I don't have to break the habit and then retrain. So we've put together 36 different family school-to-home kits. And we will start this next year. And right now I'm working with the kindergarten teachers to just figure out exactly what is it that I need to focus on. But we will have little training sessions with the parents in smaller groups based on need, and looking at assessments that we do through Kindergarten Roundup or early screening in the early kindergarten ages. And I will have them come in of an evening and give them a couple of things to work on, show them how to use the different things that we've put together, and send them off for 2 to 3 weeks, and then they can work with their child one-on-one. A lot of it is, even being a teacher all these years, I still didn't know how important it was that my child make their letters the correct way. And sometimes we don't put together the reading and the writing, but they really do. It's just that reciprocity, getting that. They need to know it. They need to know they know it. They need to recognize it. They need to be able to write it. And so it's been a great learning time for me, but I've seen a lot of progress in the kids. So I'm really excited about the things that we're doing and where we're going to take it next year.
Very good. That's exciting stuff going on there at Franklin Elementary. Thank you. Thank you for joining us today, and stay tuned next month for our next edition of Link to Logan Schools.